For me, the problem with PC culture is not the concept of it. I think with PC, um, which means politically correct, it kind of requests of us to really look on upon ourselves and the things that we are saying, the things we are doing, and kind of think, is this going to offend somebody else? Of most likely, and in its most intentional way, of a different race, or place in society, or kind of identification as me. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful idea. And I think that's important to implicate into everyone. I think the problem with PC culture is that it has not only dropped that whole notion of, trying not to offend people, and it has become a culture where we we expect censorship of self. And what I mean by that is that there's a difference between, making sure what you're saying is correct versus making sure what you're saying is going to fit the societal agenda of what is correct. And I think that with PC culture, we have decided that those who do not, go with PC culture are now very, very terrible, ostracized, just never talk to them, never touch them people. And I think the problem with that is that we lack communication. And if you really want to change something or make something equal, you cannot put someone else down because of their race or beliefs or whatever. You have to, if you want to change something, you don't just ignore it, you address it. And I think that's the problem with PC culture, is that it takes away like the responsibility of the person who, has these beliefs to kind of, express them. I think that it's very shunning, and it's very, anti-progressive. And I think that for people who do not believe in PC culture, what that has done is that has made, you know, them kind of feeling like they are, not functioning, to, not able to communicate, or, even sort of understand a group that is not understanding them. And then an even scarier aspect to PC culture is that it evolved even further. So one, you're taking it like PC, politically correct, something that should be, something in society, something that we focus on and we do, and you're turning it now into something that is, ostracizing, cuts off communication, does not explain things, and you think that, how can that go worse? But now it has turned into something where you're persecuting someone for disagreeing with you, or agreeing with you but not being of the right race. And I think that, to me, is why the whole notion of PC culture has become very, very looked down upon by people outside of, Tumblr, outside of, maybe the Liberal Party, outside of places, because they they can easily say these people are violent, these people are aggressive. Here are the examples of this. They're not listening. It takes away from your cause. And as a person who has made a lot of mistakes before, especially even if I had the right message, or I think I had the right message, the way I delivered it was not correct. I can honestly say it takes away completely from your cause. So now I'm kind of, I've kind of said it, but I haven't bluntly said it. And I think that for people who actually want equality, cannot be anti-white. Yes, there are things in society that white people, have done to other races, culturally as a group, to oppress others. There's things like white privilege, which is a very real thing, that white people, you know, have that other races don't. But the way to kind of end white privilege and white supremacy and these things is not going to be by oppressing them. And what I mean by that is to someone who commits a racist act, there are levels to it. There is someone who is outrightly racist, who 100% believes because they are a certain race, they are better than someone else or some other race. But there is also racism that is done by almost everyone. It's things that we don't mean to, or things that we don't understand that are racist. And I'm not giving excuses. Racism in any sense or any meaning, and any kind of prejudice in general, any kind of distancing from, someone else because of something like that is not correct, and not something that we should quote unquote dismiss or quote unquote forgive. But it is something that we have to address in order to end it. Because if you conquer your oppressor and you oppress them in the same way that they oppressed you, don't you just become the oppressor? I feel like a lot of people want revenge. They want justice. They want these things. And in order to get those things, the methods they go at are not what the original message is. I think that as a society, we have to look at what do we want? What is what we want? And I think that if you are saying that you want equality, you say you want all races to be equal, then don't just preach that, but do that. And I think that those who who denounce certain certain rights of other people, no matter what the people are or who they are or whatever, it's wrong, because we're all human. Regardless of your race, your gender, your religion, the origin of birth, you're a human being. So for someone else to put you down is wrong. So why would that be okay to do to somebody else? Well, I'm going to end it on that note. Thank you for watching. Oh, this is kind of long. Okay, bye.